a whole lot, but keep going. Let's see if I can deduce what we're speaking of.
Okay, so what happens is I'm up,
Right.
my internet goes down.
Right.
Any other stuff works, iPad works, all
Right.
that stuff works.
Yeah.
It goes down, do the troubleshooter. Troubleshooter says, can't,
It's all right.
can't connect, network adjuster. And then it goes through and it fixes it.
Oh, right. You brought it, right?
I brought the computer.
The computer, yeah.
And then.
But because we're in a different location, it might behave differently?
Right.
Right.
Because when I take it to my different offices.
Got it.
It, or it says something about can't find gateway
Right.
adapter or something like that.
Yeah. And it's never a problem anywhere but home.
I haven't noticed it.
Got it. All right.
And it's like it happens more in the morning.
Right. Okay.
It's weird.
Well, let's see. So we're pretty much assuming it's not going to behave that way here, but also because it's an older machine, I'm recommending already
Okay,
that
good.
maybe
Good one.
replacing the machine might be the more valid option.
I'm just afraid that it's
yeah.
going to cause it where I am.
All right. Let's see here.
It's a little funky. You might
All
want
right.
to use my keyboard.
Oh man, your battery must be failing. That keyboard's all wonky. Oh man, this thing's all twisted. That's interesting. All right.
What's all twisted? I guess
If I look at it, it's not a flat keyboard. I don't know if your battery's failing, because what could have...
That's why the keyboard. I dropped something.
Okay.
A couple of years ago.
Well, it looks like it took a tumble because it's not straight.
Oh.
It's all right. Okay.
But
Not a
you're gonna
big
need to
deal.
Plug it in.
Yeah, all right. Let's see here.
And that's why I travel with the keyboard and the mouse.
No problem.
Because sometimes it works. And
Got it.
sometimes it doesn't.
Not a big deal.
Oh, there's.
All right. All righty.
The thing is it's a real workhorse computer.
It was.
But it's
Yeah.
time to get a new one.
Well, like I say, almost always 5 or 6 years is more than I would say to expect out of a machine.
Yeah, that would be about it.
Okay, do you want to tell me the pin or you want to just type it?
Yeah, 0318.
0318?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, that didn't. What is it again?
0318.
0318.
Too.
Oh, your 8 is not working.
Okay. Well, it does work. It's just
Yeah.
got to push it.
Got it. Nope, that
Here,
didn't
we're
work.
gonna
Okay,
do it.
try it. Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
That's why this.
Okay, we're in. All right. Okay, so let's get it online and see how it behaves.
Yeah, let's just see what it does.
Do you have a touchpad? Because your touchpad's not working right
I
either.
have.
I can just use my mouse. I got an extra mouse. Okay,
Yep.
fine. That works. Got it.
Nope, travel with those.
Got it. Yeah. All right. So we're going to see. Get it online. And see how it behaves. So do you want to... Here, let me type my password for the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so the big problem is one, I know I need a new one, so we can talk about what it is I'm going to...
Yeah, we can go to Amazon and
Yeah, I brought
find what
this
we want.
computer because mostly, so if you needed to see size-wise or what I used it for or what...
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. So let's just get it on for a few minutes and see how it behaves.
Yeah, it's so weird. I mean, it's
Yeah, I'm
so
wondering if your
weird.
Wi-Fi is starting to fail, the Wi-Fi card, because it just failed on me.
Oh, did
There's
it?
a slim chance. There's a slim chance that I just mistyped the pass. Oh, see now. Yeah, there's a chance.
If it goes down, right?
Yeah. And if it's highly used, it's
It
quite
is.
possible it could have got worn out just from normal use.
I use it every day, almost all day, for
Yeah.
work.
I don't know if I'm typing my password properly.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to just see how reliable this is online. Yeah. Just from normal experience, my guess is that your Wi-Fi is starting to fail. Because if I plug in by Ethernet, it might just work, right? Have you tried that?
Well, I tried plugging in the Ethernet, but
Right. Well, let's try that.
because I didn't know how, because it was only reading the Wi-Fi, so I went to the network adjuster and tried
Right.
to pick Ethernet
Right?
instead, and it wouldn't let me.
Well, let's see how this
Because
behaves.
I'm on, I don't know if Spectrum, if that's, but I thought, yeah, if I plug into the wall instead of my Wi-Fi, because like I said, I'm with Spectrum.
Okay, let's just see how it behaves. Okay, yeah, Ethernet's working. We're up online by Ethernet.
Okay.
My theory is that your Wi-Fi card is starting to fail,
Okay.
which was my initial guess. But although you didn't tell me this is a problem anywhere but home, so then I thought that maybe you had
Right.
a virus of some sort that was utilizing a particular set of circumstances in your router.
Okay.
I mean, we don't need to go into details about exactly what could have been happening,
Yeah.
but my theory is this is a 5 or 6-year-old machine. You got a high miles Wi-Fi card here.
Yeah.
I'm thinking rather than spend money on tearing this thing apart and putting a new one in,
Right.
it doesn't go to Windows 11, which is another excuse for going with a new piece of hardware. And I don't tell people to expect more than 5 or 6 years out of their machine overall.
That doesn't surprise me. I think I kind of knew that,
Yeah, and it was a decent machine, and it lived its life.
and it was had a very happy
Yeah.
life.
Right, and you basically used it.
So if I wanted to hook it up to my Ethernet at home, my whole house is wired for Ethernet.
Then you can just do what I did. You plug it in. There's nothing to configure. You'll need to reattach your printer. Your printer probably will need to be reinstalled
Okay.
because it's communicating through a different path.
Okay.
But it looks like you have a terabyte hard drive. You're only using about 20%, so you don't have a huge amount of storage, which means you could upgrade to a newer machine and not have to worry about accidentally downgrading. Because the new technology is called an SSD, which is faster, but
Okay.
to keep the price down, they tend to make them smaller. So that's the first thing I would want to make sure. It's also why it's smart that you brought this to me while it still at least functions,
Yeah.
because it makes it harder for me to interview you and figure out what you had going on.
Okay.
So obviously I see you don't have that much stuff. Do you know if you're backed up properly?
I'm backed up to the
The OneDrive, it looks like it's running. Yeah, okay, cool. So theoretically, you buy a new machine, you do your updates, you log into OneDrive, and your stuff's just going to fall back on. The only thing you'll have to do is reinstall Office.
Okay. And that's my question. Do I have to buy a new Office?
No, if you're paying for 365, are you already paying the annual $100?
I think my company.
Or 70?
Boss. I don't know.
All right, because there's a few ways to buy Office. 365 includes the cloud backup, and it includes Office, but it's a subscription. It's either for one machine, it's $70 a year, or for up to 6 devices, it's $100 a year. So that's Microsoft Office, the latest version of the software, plus a terabyte of cloud backup.
Okay. Okay, I have to talk to Sherry, the company I work for.
Okay,
see
so
what
is
she
this
thinks.
their computer or yours?
No, it's mine.
All right.
So I have to buy it.
Yeah.
I just.
Well, actually, let's just start Office and see what happens. Let's just open up a random document. It'll tell me how it's logged in.
Okay. Where is?
Where are you trying to go? I just opened a Word
Oh,
document.
here,
I'm
let's-
waiting for it.
Oh, you did already.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's just taking a minute. Okay, so there we go. Okay, this is you right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that your email?
York Holmes, yes.
That's work email or yours?
That's one of my work emails.
Okay, so does your work employer pay for that email?
That's, yes.
Okay, so my question is that a work account that they own? Because if you move on and do bigger and better things, will you no longer have access to that email?
Probably, but I'm
Right.
probably not.
So technically this software is owned by them then.
Yeah, it's.
Well, what you could have done is one of the biggest frustrations for everyone is you've probably taken your personal assets online and used your work email. That's kind of a problem. Because if you leave, well, even if it's on good terms, you won't have access to that email, even if this is your Microsoft account.
Well, actually, I don't really use that for personal stuff that much. I use.
But still, my point is this email, if you ever have to reset your password and you move on, you're not going to have access to that email indefinitely.
Right.
You're only going to have access to it for as long as you work for them.
That's true.
So what I would recommend, just as recognizing how you have this configured, I would reassign your 365 account to your own like Gmail email, which you could have forever.
Well, I have.
People do this every day, and I see it all the time, and then they get stuck because they either get fired or the company closes down,
Right.
or even if they own the place, if they sell it,
Yeah.
they don't have access to that email.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not so worried about that because I've worked with them for 18 years.
All right.
And it's.
But even if they dissolve,
if they dissolve.
you're up a creek because you won't be able to access that email to reset a 365 email password.
Right.
So,
I already have two
right.
365 email passwords.
oh, so you have more than one account.
Oh yeah, I've got two
Okay.
365s, not under this, but if I go into
What I really care about is which one is assigned to your OneDrive, because that's where all your
that
data
one,
is.
the York Holmes is
Right.
the one you were just on.
Yeah, okay. So it looks like you've only got about 2 gigs stored of content. So you see how the OneDrive,
Yeah.
it's quite possible you could have signed into Microsoft Office under one 365 account and accidentally signed into OneDrive using another 365 account. That's another way people get lost.
Yeah. could
So
be.
you are married to that email on both the
Okay.
software that's physically installed and the OneDrive account that's sending stuff up to the cloud.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
So what I'd recommend is you could continue, you can do a manual backup and trans over to a another account, or you can reassign this email to another email that you own, like a Gmail or a Yahoo email.
Okay. I don't think I want to, because I mean, candidly, all of the documents and everything that's in there and is on the OneDrive should all be Sherry's anyway. I don't have any personal stuff on there.
Okay, so that's
It's okay.
technically, okay, so the content is mostly the
Not
company's
worried about
anyway.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to move forward, so the content that you create on this machine is all professional?
Right.
Okay, so you're sort of in the market for a replacement professional machine or a personal one?
A professional one that's will hold equivalent to this. What I've had is I'm not going to be working as much, so I'm cutting back my hours.
Yeah.
So I need something that's the equivalent to this, only with newer stuff.
Yeah, I'm just concerned with, I'm recognizing the way people work,
Yeah.
and the mistakes people make are, the first thing I notice is you've got a professional email.
Yeah.
You just need to make sure, if it's their content, then it's probably not an issue.
Yeah. It's their
Because if you
content.
moved on, it's all theirs anyway.
Yeah, and she's one of my best friends.
Got
that
it.
I work for anyway. So
Got it.
I think
Okay.
It wouldn't be a problem.
Well, then it's a little less of an issue.
It's a little. It's not like I'm working for a big company.
Right,
Yeah, we've
yeah.
worked together
Got
for
it.
years and years and years.
All right.
So, I don't. I'm not worried about that.
Right. So what you want to do is just replace the machine because it's got hardware failures that are normal failures.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's just do that. So basically, is this the size of a machine that you want?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then essentially,
Because I have a monitor at home. That I
right.
work off of,
So you're gonna
and I
work.
travel.
So
with
you
this
use it
one.
as a desktop, but you want it to be light.
Yeah, no heavier than this. if
Okay.
possible.
So theoretically, oh, I'm sorry. I'm recording.
Oh, that's all right.
All right. Cool. I didn't warn you. I'm sorry. I didn't expect you to be on camera either.
Oh.
But you're
well,
fine.
I don't want to be.
Here it is, right there.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I take these conversations and they go to YouTube.
Okay.
All right, and then you could also revisit the conversation. So
Okay.
anyway,
Alrighty.
basically my recommendation is we can replace this machine easy. The bigger the machine, the more reliable it is. But obviously, if you're still moving around and you don't want, say, a big garish heavy machine, we're going to have to find something that's a happy medium, because those really sexy
Right.
small ones, they don't last nearly as
That
long.
isn't going to work so much
Right,
because I am on it almost all day long.
right.
I do HR consulting for a bunch of companies, so when I have to go to them, I've got to take it, set up. It's
Yeah,
gonna be my, so
got
it's-
it.
can't
So
be-
what we could do is we can go to Amazon and do some window shopping here.
Okay.
Let's go here. Okay, so now if we go here, we go to Amazon. Oh, we're done with your machine. I pretty much
Okay.
saw what I need to see.
Okay.
So if we go to Amazon,
Pin out.
Dell and Lenovo seem to be my two favorite go-to brands.
Okay.
So if we go Dell, let's go Inspiron.
You know, I used to have one of those many years
Right.
ago.
I don't like their desktops, even their more expensive desktops. I don't like their construction. Let's see here. Yeah, and there's technical reasons why you don't spend that amount of money. You do
Right.
spend a little bit more, and you do actually get quality. But spending more than $1,000 isn't also necessary either. Let me see here. So this is, what size screen is this? Let's see here. That's probably a 15 something. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. 400, 600, that's a desktop. You definitely want to stick with a laptop.
Yeah.
Let's see what this one is. You plug into a HDMI monitor at home or work?
I do.
All right.
And my printer is not Bluetooth either, so I plug
well,
it into a USB drive.
Oh, so your printer's not Wi-Fi and it's not on the network?
No.
Okay, are you interested in replacing that so that it is? So you don't have to...
Not right now,
All
because
right.
it's a scanner.
Right.
It's still printing nicely.
Got it.
It's a big one of those big dudes.
Got it.
I print a lot.
Right, so you have a LaserJet?
Yes.
Good, yeah, those are more reliable. Let's see here. So this is a so this is basically what I said earlier. This 512 gigs of SSD, that's the newer, much faster technology, but it's technically half the storage that this one has. But it's not really a huge deal if we went that route because you're not even 20% full on that drive.
Yeah.
So this would be a potential option. Actually, is this a bigger screen?
16-inch.
Yeah, it's a slightly bigger screen. You got a 15-inch screen here.
Okay.
And it's probably more power than you need, but no one ever complains about buying more power. They always be thankful that they bought the extra power because it saves them time and boot times.
Make it faster?
Yeah, it makes it faster, potentially adds some longevity to it. But yeah, 16 gigs of RAM with an i7 is going to be probably a little bit more power than you need, but you're probably not going to go wrong because you're spending $100 to $200 more than what I would recommend as bare minimum.
Okay.
And that's why when I test some people shopping, I just give them a price point, and I already know what they're going to get for that rather than intimidating by throwing a bunch of technical jargon at you.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, so an i7 is like a V8 engine. It's
Okay.
going to be plenty of power.
Okay.
So, and the
I won't run
500...
out of room.
Right, well that's this 512 gigs of RAM. That's why I kind of wanted to see the storage capacity you have on this older Toshiba, which is technically twice what this is, but this would not be a limitation. You'd
I don't
still
think
be
it's going to be a problem.
Right, and in doing, you're going to have to do some house cleaning and end up deleting stuff
Yeah.
just in moving stuff over.
Right.
But potentially this is going to make it a lighter, faster machine. So this is an option.
Okay.
I mean,
that's
if
in
you're
the
ready
price
to,
range.
yeah, if you're willing to pull your trigger, you could potentially on Amazon get it tomorrow, and then you can bring it to me, and then we can work on getting stuff off of this machine and onto the new one.
How
And
long will it take, you think, to
1 to 2
transfer
hours.
everything?
It usually takes me no more than 2 hours
Okay.
to get the new one set up. I usually like to reinstall Windows, which includes getting rid of all the retail crap that slows the machine down. So like for your free versions of Norton or McAfee or Dropbox.
I don't think I want all that if I have Microsoft.
Exa-
It's going to have its own.
Well, those are all different services that get installed for free because that's why it's sold for, let's say, in this case, $8.99 instead of $8.50, because that $50 gets subsidized by all that free software it came shipped with.
Do I
So
need any of
no,
that
you don't.
stuff?
But no, my point is, part of what I do is I totally reinstall Windows,
Okay.
which eliminates that crap.
Okay.
So when I get it, I'll reinstall Windows. It'll be totally up to date, and then we'll only reinstall what we know you want, like Microsoft Office
Okay. So I want.
and your data, and any other software that you might need to function. Like you've created content that. Go ahead.
Let's write it down.
Yeah.
5625.
Right.
5625. And it'll have an Ethernet port.
Yes. Oh, this one probably has. That's one of the side effects. So this has USB-C.
Okay.
What you would get is one of these here. Where did I put? Oh, right here. That's one just has USB.
So it only has one USB port.
I think it has two, but let me show you what I'm talking about. So this particular one, let me go back here so I can show everyone what's up. If I go, that's not what I wanted. There we are. Full talking head. There we are. All right, so this is the device we're talking about. You got HDMI on this end, USB-C on this end, which is what's built into this new potential machine, and it has a pass-through for more USB.
Okay.
And that way, this one doesn't have the Ethernet we were just talking about. Hold on, I have another one that also has Ethernet.
Okay.
So this would plug into,
And it'll
it just automatically functions. So that's why this new USB was invented, It's so thin that you can make, you
Okay.
could add all that pass-through technology and still make a super thin machine.
Okay.
So like this one is so thick that Ethernet still fits.
Oh,
That
got
new
it.
machine, Ethernet is so thick that this little adapter wouldn't have worked.
Okay.
So like you get one of these, you got Ethernet on the end, and you got USB A or C on the other end.
Okay.
And these you're separate, and they $10, $20, $30 depending on how fully functional they are.
Okay.
You just get one of these also.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Just all these adapter things. I'll
It's-
have to travel.
So this is called this one is only Ethernet. This is called a dongle, I guess.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find another one.
And I could plug that into one because it sounds like I'm going to use up all my Ethernet ports because all my USB ports because I need one for this.
Well, that's
I need
why,
one for my printer
yeah, this particular one here.
and my.
Here's one. It's got 3 USB ports
Okay.
and then Ethernet on the end.
Okay.
And then you get, like, I got another one that does them all. It's got Ethernet, HDMI, USB A, USB C. This is the old USB A.
Yeah.
We've had this for 20 years.
Okay.
Now USB C is this here.
Okay.
That's only been around for several years,
Uh huh.
and it's the new standard.
Right.
It's going to replace this older USB.
Okay.
But it also passes through Ethernet or HDMI. So like this one that we're looking at has native HDMI built in, but if it didn't, you can add it by adding one of these dongles.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I can do
Yeah.
that. Then what I'll do is I'm going to try to figure out how I can hook up my Ethernet to home because I don't know if I can. I've got 2 towers because it's through Spectrum.
Right.
I've got a router and a modem.
Okay, so you get
And
go to
my-
Best Buy if you want to do this today, get a $15 switch and a couple Ethernet cables.
Well, I have Ethernet cables at home.
Are they plugged into the router?
Uh,
I'm telling about
No.
not disabling the desktop. So if you get a $15 switch, you plug the Ethernet that's back in, you're going to be able to revisit this conversation. So
okay.
you take the Ethernet from the back of the desktop, you plug it into a $15 switch that you're going to get at Best Buy,
Okay.
and then you're going to plug another $2 Ethernet cable in, and then plug that back into the desktop, and another one into the new computer, or the old one for now.
Okay. So
Does that make sense?
sort of, except the
Yeah.
ones, there's only an Ethernet plug in the wall,
Yeah.
empty.
Yeah, okay.
And then the Ethernet goes
Keep going.
into
Yeah.
the router and
Yeah.
the thing, and it never even touches the wall.
Well,
The
you got
router?
Ethernet that plugs from the so from the router it goes to the desktop, right?
Goes to the modem. It doesn't go to the desktop
Oh, okay.
at all.
So you don't have any Ethernet out of the modem or the router,
No.
but you could. So you just plug two.
Possibly.
So you just plug 2 Ethernets into the router because your desktop's online, right?
Yes.
Okay. So then, is it Wi-Fi? Because it could be.
This is Wi-Fi.
Okay. This is a laptop.
I don't have a desktop.
Oh, this is your only
That's
computer?
it.
Oh,
That's
okay. Okay. So take a Ethernet cable and just
Right.
plug it in straight into the router. There's nothing to configure.
Into the router.
You just plug it in. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then my Wi-Fi will go down.
Yeah,
It'll
well,
have-
it won't disable the Wi-Fi, meaning if anything else in the house is on the Wi-Fi, like your smart TV,
Okay.
you're not disabling it.
Okay. Ethernet into the router, not the modem.
Right. So I was able to demonstrate your Wi-Fi
Yeah.
not working right here.
Okay. So I just need to plug. Right now, I need to plug it into the Ethernet so it doesn't keep going up and. I mean, it goes down every 3 seconds.
Your Wi-Fi is probably just
Yeah,
looks like a
Wi-Fi.
tire with no tread.
Yeah. It's like.
Yeah, it's been worn out.
I can't do it anymore.
Right. So I think that's
Almost threw it across the room.
yeah.
Okay, that
So
far.
do you have an Ethernet long enough to run to where you want to be?
I do because
All right.
I've got the whole house
Good.
wired for Ethernet.
Okay, you're going to need a cable that goes from the wall to this thing then. Yeah,
Okay.
that's my point. Yeah.
I can do that.
Right. And you're sure each of the outlets throughout the house work?
I had it wired so that it was wired from the cable.
Has that been tested?
Well, hopefully when they installed it all. They did.
Okay, so the number one request I get locally in the South Bay,
Yeah.
you get some of these expensive homes that have
Yeah.
been built in the last 10 to 20 years
Yeah.
with wall outlets and Ethernet, but it still needs to be activated with this what's called a switch, which is what I referenced a minute ago.
Ah,
So that switch needs to be physically plugged in a closet somewhere, and all these wall outlets need to be plugged into that switch, and then that switch plugs into the router.
yes, the switch does plug into the router.
Which switch are we speaking
We're
of?
talking about the whole internet, Ethernet plug area.
Right.
It's
So do you
all
have a
plugged-
closet with a big wet metal door?
Well, I kind of have a wall.
Yeah, okay.
Big old door.
Okay.
The big old area.
You're going to know real quick because there's nothing to configure. That Ethernet just works.
Okay.
So and if it doesn't say it's connected after about a minute
Okay. Because I tried going directly
or
from
less,
the wall to my. I didn't go to the router. From
Right.
the router to my
Right.
computer. I went from the wall to my computer. But it was saying that the Ethernet on my computer
yeah.
was X'd out.
Okay, that's telling me the Ethernet's not working because I just physically plugged Ethernet in that's
and
active.
So when you did that,
Yeah.
and you go to,
Right.
let's see, when we go to,
Yeah, your keyboard's.
I know, that's because I never use it.
Well,
Actually,
I'm wondering
as
if
well.
your battery is starting to blow
so
up.
if we go up here,
Yeah.
and
Here.
no,
Okay, so the
touch screen is
Ethernet.
not
So right now Ethernet's plugged in, and you can tell right here.
where?
This little icon here,
Oh yeah, yeah.
that's the Ethernet icon,
okay.
and it says Internet access.
Okay, so if you go to,
Based on our prior phone call and our experience here,
Yeah.
I'm guessing your Wi-Fi card has just
Is
been,
gone.
yeah,
okay, so if
Yeah.
we go up to that thing,
Right.
the whatever,
yeah.
click on that, go down to your
Settings.
settings,
Yeah, hold on, let me see something here.
and
Okay.
then internet.
Yeah,
well,
that's your.
Here's where we go. If we go to
Wi-Fi.
network adapter, change that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
So before, see, it was X'd out, and I can't get it un-X'd out. And are you saying that's because you're plugging it in there?
My theory is that your
This is-
Ethernet at home is not plugged in with the switch properly. It's not configured.
Okay.
We're going to be able to
Okay.
FaceTime, and you can show me what's up.
Yeah, I can. Well, let me play with it a bit. And let
Yeah.
me try plugging it into the router. Because
And when
it
you
is
call me,
plugged
you have an
in.
iPhone, right?
I do.
So we can just FaceTime. You can point the camera at what I'm suspecting is unplugged.
I don't have an iPhone, but I have an iPad. and
Okay,
I
you
can-
do. You've
yeah.
done FaceTime with the
Yeah.
iPad then. Good. Point the camera where I'm telling you to point it,
Okay.
and I'm going to guess if there's no switch where there needs to be one.
Okay.
And also, that switch needs to be basically next to this router where the internet comes into the house.
Okay, I think it all is.
All right,
Where all the internet comes in, there is an Ethernet port right there
good.
with where the cable
Okay.
round thing is.
I don't know. I'm trying to demonstrate how this might need. So the internet comes into the router. The router needs to plug into a switch, and the switch basically adds ports. So the switch is what every house in the every room in the house gets plugged into.
Yeah.
But if the room in the house isn't plugged into the switch, then you're not plugged into the internet.
Because I think they have me just plugged into the Wi-Fi.
Right. And I'm thinking your Ethernet cable for the wall has not been activated by being plugged into a switch, which I keep speaking of.
Okay. So maybe let me try plugging it into the router because the router has
Yeah.
an Ethernet cable.
Yeah. If
plugged
you plug
into
straight into it, your phone, this laptop's going to start working.
Let's try that.
Yeah,
I'll go
so-
home and try that.
So if you want one of those other Ethernets to work throughout the house, you're going to have to decide if you have a proper configuration, because by your
Okay.
definition, I don't
Yeah.
think it's plugged in. Yeah,
Okay.
because that's these people, these builders, they don't mention that. They get paid an extra
Yeah.
10 grand to have Ethernet run into the
Yeah,
house,
I had it.
but
yeah.
then it just takes another $20 switch to light it all up,
Okay.
and they don't divulge this.
Okay. Who would do that kind of switch if I needed it?
Well, if you need it, I can do it.
Okay.
You're asking me for less than an hour of effort.
Okay. Well, let me go home and play.
Yeah, that's why with a FaceTime phone call, you're going to point the camera, and I'm going to say yes or no about this conversation, whether or not I was right or wrong.
Okay. That's probably true. Yeah, because I couldn't unclick this. This had
Right.
a red X, and that was
Yeah, it's currently plugged into my Ethernet. My
And it's-
Ethernet
and
is a
it's
totally
working
healthy
just fine.
connection, and it's working just fine.
okay. So I'm gonna go home and play with that for just a bit
Right.
and see. I wonder if Okay.
And it's also reliable. It hasn't dropped off at all.
Exactly. That's exactly what I
Right.
want. For at least for right now, for the time being, to
Right.
get the computer because I've got work I have to do.
Right. I'm just kind of curious how many updates have never happened because it's not been reliable for so long. Let's go home, and then if we go
Thought I did
Windows
that,
update.
though.
This, I don't think is going to fix your problem. I'm just curious how out of date you are. So there's a pending update for your printers. Oh, yeah, and you got view all optional updates. Oh, okay, yeah. So you got a bunch of updates that never happened. Also,
How can they not ever happen?
well, it's a laptop, and if it's not on at 3 a.m., which is the default time for a Windows update to happen, it doesn't happen unless you manually push it.
Okay.
So you can do these when you go home, and it will potentially be a more reliable machine. But again, I don't even see a Wi-Fi update.
Right. I did check to see if my driver was updated.
Right.
It said it was.
Okay, now I have an external Wi-Fi card we can try. Let's confirm. So what I'm going to do is, what did I just do with it? I thought, oh, here it is, right here.
Okay.
Hi, this is Chris.
Chris Soberto, you have.
Hi, this is Chris.
Hi, Chris. My name is RJ, and I actually just had a quick question.
Yeah.
I have a Dell laptop, and we've diagnosed the issue is the charger jack itself.
Yeah.
I wanted to get an idea. If that was to be repaired, do you have somewhat of an estimated quote you would be able to give me?
What model machine is it?
Here, let me tell you right now. So it's a Dell. It looks like Intel Core i5, but it's a Astro 15 3000.
All right, if you want to bring it to me to see if the physical damage is truly just that, I don't charge for a 5-minute consultation, but my suspicion is that yes, it's repairable. My flat rate for opening up a laptop is $150, and the part I'm guessing is about another $10 or $20.
Gotcha. So somewhere along the lines, if that is the issue of its own, is somewhere around the 160 to 180.
Yeah, and you're free to bring it over so I can at least look at it and give you a more accurate assessment.
Got it. Okay, beautiful. Well, I appreciate it. I'm closing at 5, right?
Yeah, and I'm. It's just me. So give me some sort of call before you head over to make sure I'm available.
Got you covered. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Of course.
All right. Okay, cool. So let's do this. So I'm going to unplug this. This is an external Wi-Fi card. This would be a Band-Aid fix also.
Okay.
So if you wanted to, you can spend $40 on something like this.
External Wi-Fi card.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's just see if this works. All right. So see here, Wi-Fi 2.
Okay.
And now if I'm going here, now password. Where's the keyboard?
Oh, yeah.
Since we already know your keyboard here
Keyboard
is
is
less
sucky.
reliable, right? All right, so let's go WINNER11280. All right. Okay, my theory is it's going to work.
That would say that my Wi-Fi card is.
Yes,
bad.
it would be
Oh,
further affirmation that yes,
Yeah.
your Wi-Fi card is
Sean.
bad. Okay. But you might have something in Windows that's all messed up too.
That could be.
Yeah, your network software, the part of Windows that gets us online, could also be messed up. But at this point, the machine, yeah, it's taking its time. It could be a Windows configuration issue also. Okay, so I also could have mistyped the password. Let me find a more reliable USB.
This one is not so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this one is.
Okay.
This one and this one are good though.
Well, they were designed too close together. Let's
Okay, well,
let me.
pull this out and put this one over here and try.
All right. Well, let me see here.
Except the keyboard won't work if we don't.
Oh yeah, no, you mean the mouse
Oh,
doesn't work.
sorry.
Go ahead and just leave it there.
Okay. I mean, I use that one for my printer and it works fine.
Right.
Just so it. This
Okay,
one.
Wi-Fi
for
2.
whatever
Let me
reason.
see if Wi-Fi 2,
Okay. Yeah, for some reason this one doesn't work so well, but not your thing.
WINNER11280. Hold on. Well, I wonder if Wi-Fi 2 is now not actually the one that's not working reliable. Let's see here. Okay, that didn't work.
Okay.
It should not take that long. So let me try this. Let me try Wi-Fi 2. Let's go back to Wi-Fi. Unfortunately, they don't tell us what hardware we're talking to there. Now let me type the password. All right, let's see here. Neither one is working reliable. Oh, Oh, nope, not yet.
Oh.
I bumped the mouse and it looked like it connected. Let me go to Device Manager and see what's going on. Let me go to Wi-Fi, network adapters. Okay, so that's mine, and then the Realtek dual band. We're going to disable the Intel one, yes. I'm the D-Link W, good. DWA, that's me. I'll call him back. Let's see here. Okay, so now let's go. Okay, good. So this is my card. So the only one that's available to work, I just disabled the one that's internal to confirm we're dealing with my hardware. Now we're going to type my password. I might have mistyped the password there. I got a little sloppy with the keyboard because it's in my lap.
Yeah, welcome to my world with the keyboard.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a smart way to deal with it. If your keyboard's unreliable. Oh, I see what's going on. The caps lock is stuck on.
Oh.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's why. Hold on. Connect. And now,
Okay.
okay, now let's see if that. Hey, we're connected with my hardware. Good. So
That
all the.
means that my card is.
Yeah, your card is shot. Good. So
Okay.
we've already. So if you really needed a Wi-Fi, you can go
Yeah.
to Best Buy. These are going to be about $40,
Okay.
and then you can just do
At
that
least
too.
temporarily
Yes.
get me through.
Yeah. So you can
until
use.
we can get
Yes.
it,
Yes.
which isn't a bad thing to have,
Right.
you know.
Right.
Okay.
So there we go. So you can
All right. So
plug in by
that's-
Ethernet or go to Best Buy, get yourself.
And what's that called?
That's
Just-
an
just
USB Wi-Fi.
Okay.
This thing's old, but it's trusty as heck.
Okay.
The new one will have the new standard.
USB Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, if I'm charging hundreds of dollars to open up a machine for a $20 part, just you're already in the market for new hardware after 6 years.
I need it.
Yeah.
But this will get me through.
Yes.
At least this will get me through
Yes.
till I order that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
maybe even through
Yes.
8,000 holidays with
Right.
kids coming and
Yeah.
grandkids coming and all of that stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. So you're in
I seem a
HR?
little frazzled.
That's all right. You work in HR?
I do.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a HR consultant for a bunch of companies.
I was
And
wa-
I do like
Go ahead.
big stuff.
All right.
Fire people.
Well, the idea I came up with a while ago is because I play with YouTube. I get a lot of you imagine I get a lot of people that are
Oh,
less
yeah.
employed.
Yeah.
I was thinking if like someone like you
Mm-hmm.
offered a service and did a professional filmed interview
Yeah.
and then posted it on YouTube, and then that way people
Right.
have a personality to match up.
Well, that's probably true.
Would that be a good idea?
That would be a good idea.
For someone like you or someone
Yeah.
trying, like if I was to go back into the workforce,
Yeah.
having a personality, just ask the main questions of where do you see yourself in 3 or 5 years,
Right.
those sorts of questions that aren't too deep,
Yeah.
but still you get a personality to go with it.
Yeah. Oh, that's
So,
an interesting.
I thought about that years ago because I've been at this for 10 years.
Yeah.
And I figured, well, if I wanted to go back to work, I'd probably want to set myself up with some sort of 5-minute
Yeah.
thing. And that way, the,
Go on, and they can.
someone like you could say, let's see what this guy is all about.
Right.
There you go.
See, that's cool. That's a neat thought.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
And this is how it gets done. You just
Yeah.
plug some cameras into your computer,
Yeah.
and you go live to YouTube, and there you go.
And there you
I mean,
are.
I literally have this is a little more extensive than most people are going to bother with.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
But I got microphones all plugged into a mixer, which
Yeah.
ultimately plug into a computer, and then cameras pointed at different directions. Like that's why I have multiple cameras here.
Yeah.
And now you get to see what's going on at the desk
Oh,
level,
yeah,
and I
cool.
still have my face on the camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
But ultimately, if you
But
wanted
you're
to,
really good at this.
well, I'm starting to get at it.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I only have a couple hundred subscribers. I'm not
Yeah.
one of those rock stars that have been doing it for 10 years or more. So
Yeah.
I've only been serious about it for about 4 months.
Oh, nice.
But when you said you were with HR, I thought about that question because I get people coming to me telling me they're coming to me because they can't afford to replace their hardware, so
Yeah.
they want it fixed. So I thought about that. Well, you know what? If you have someone in the family that can interview you,
yeah.
film it,
Yeah.
and upload your personality,
I could do that.
and then it's
Maybe.
free on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's a service you could offer.
to
Yeah.
to people.
Come up with a list of like top
Yeah.
10 questions.
Yeah.
And then you could edit it if you really wanted to, but actually it'd be impressive not to have editing.
Yeah.
Because then
Could
you're
be
getting a more,
Yeah, I'd rather have it more.
yeah,
More.
a more,
That's a very cool idea.
yeah.
I like that idea.
yeah. So you're the first person that said that they were in HR on the other end. So
Yeah.
it's like, well,
On the
hey,
other end,
yeah.
Of the.
all right.
Yeah, right.
So cool. Come up.
Very
That's
cool.
a service offering for you. There you go.
Okay.
And then you can make friends with a resume writer.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Except I want to retire. That's my goal.
It's just an idea.
That's my goal right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you can make it your side gig
I could do that.
because
too.
ultimately you want to make sure your mind's sharp and stay busy.
That's right.
Yeah. Cool. So I think we're good.
I think we figured it out.
And then you can look at that other computer.
Yeah,
If
I-
you're serious
I
about
can.
doing it, do it.
Yes.
Give me a call before you head back over,
Okay.
and we'll get your stuff off of this machine.
Okay. So what I probably will do is
Go to Best Buy, buy one of these maybe.
I'm going to go to Best Buy and buy one of those. That's right on the top of my list
Right.
now because I can't do what I'm doing
Right.
right now
Right.
until I get, and then I can transfer everything over to the, cloud anyway. Sometimes I do it manually.
Right.
I mean, it does it automatically, but that creeps me out. So I
Right.
do it manually too to make sure it's backed
Oh,
up.
I do manual backups. I don't trust those automatic backups either.
No, I do it.
Well, what I do is I tell people to back up to 2 drives, one that's plugged in and one that's not.
Yeah.
So that way, if you got a nasty virus, you'd still have a one hard drive on a shelf
Oh, that's a
that
good
you can
idea,
refer
too.
to,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
or one off site in case you have a plumbing or
So make
electrical
sure I
nightmare or a
trust
theft.
the cloud 100% either.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust the cloud 100% either.
You know.
So a physical backup is definitely what you want. That's not permanently attached to the computer.
Yeah.
And then you can interchange them. And then I also tell people to just put a sticky on the drive so you know the last date it was backed up.
Which is kind of what I do
Right.
anyway.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So I think we're good.
I think we're good. You're amazing.
I try. Yeah, no, I love these conversations. That's why I figured
Yeah.
capturing them in recorded form would be best for everyone.
Here, here.
And now I can send this to you and you can revisit the
Yeah,
conversation.
because that's a lot of technical stuff there.
Right.
No, that's outstanding. I'll put my notes in.
Yeah, that's why even my phone calls when you call me are recorded so I can refer to the recording when you ask me something. I don't have to look
So
stupid asking you the same
technical.
thing twice.
Yeah, so
Right.
technical. Very neat.
Cool.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love that little dude. Didn't even know they made
Yeah.
fun
So
stuff
I
like
wasn't
that.
even thinking of this because I was already on the track
Do I
of.
need to put, did you take this?
I didn't do anything. Oh,
so
yeah,
you
that's right.
regular Wi-Fi?
I accidentally disabled the internal Wi-Fi.
Okay.
But you're going to want to stay that way if you're going to get one of these.
Okay, but I
Because you'll
might
get.
not get it right now.
Okay, but well,
Even
I
if
get
I do it, I'll have to disable it
right
to get to that.
because you don't want to. That's the mistake I made was accidentally connecting with the wrong one before I even realized that the caps lock was on.
Okay, so I need to go buy one of those right now.
Yeah.
Because I can't hook up to my Wi-Fi.
Otherwise,
at home.
yeah, if I re-enable the currently disabled failing Wi-Fi, you're going to get confused about which one that's not working.
Okay.
And theoretically, you're going to plug this in and it's just going to work, but you might have to install the driver. Not all the latest, greater hardware is going to automatically work,
Okay.
which means you might need Ethernet to get online to get the driver. That sounds
And
confusing.
no, I get it, but I'm not 100% sure I can get Ethernet yet.
Okay, so
That
if you
might
can
be a problem.
plug that into Ethernet to get the driver for what you need,
Right.
and then because you may or may not have to download a driver for the new version of this.
Okay.
That's my point. The last time I bought one of these, I had to go get the driver, which is kind of silly. And they don't send CDs out with the
But-
driver in the box
Okay,
anymore.
But I think we better put that. I think we need to reinstall.
I'll do that, yeah.
Let's put that back on because
Yeah.
if I can get the Ethernet to work,
Right.
that's okay. If I can't get the Ethernet to work, I'm going to buy one of those.
Yeah.
And
Oh, are we a dead battery?
oh here. Oh,
Yeah, I just unplugged it. You said the
Sorry.
battery's pretty
The
much not
battery.
healthy anymore either, right?
No. It's toast.
All right.
So
Well,
it needs to.
yeah, Toshiba made their good machines while they lasted. They
It
got
was-
out of the market.
It was a great machine.
My theory is that your battery's starting to fail because your keyboard's being pushed up.
Oh. is
Yeah.
that why?
Yes. Physically,
Yeah.
the batteries can explode.
Lovely.
Yeah. I have one customer with a Dell.
I'm gonna need my
I mean,
mouse, too.
it's scary to look at. There we are. Okay, the pin
318.
three.
Wait.
The four-
318. Sorry.
0318. Good. All right, cool. Okay, so now we're going to go device manager. See, I could walk you through this too.
Okay.
Here, in fact, while we're at it, I can. Here, we'll do this. I can't quite see from there. Let's do this. Let's do this so you can get this recording.
Okay.
Let's do
That's a
this.
cool camera.
That's exactly what this is for. All right, so you don't have anything that's privacy.
No.
Well,
Yeah,
we
no.
don't have to worry about privacy.
You just,
So let's get this in in the correct form. There. Okay, there we go. So let's see here. This is what you're going to do if you end up buying. There we go. Get rid of some of the reflection.
Okay.
There, now you can see what's going on in
Yeah.
here. Okay, so what you're going to do, what we did temporarily to diagnose this issue and bypass it, right-click on the Start menu, go to Device Manager,
Okay.
which you can see sort of up there.
Yeah.
And you can see on the left under Network Adapters how the Intel Dual Band Wireless AC 7260
Right.
is what we disable temporarily.
Okay.
We're just going to
Just
enable it. Yeah, so technically it re-enables it even though it's not functional.
Okay, so the A6 AC.
Yeah,
Whatever.
and the new one you buy will say something else.
Okay.
And it won't necessarily automatically work when you plug it in. You might have to go to the internet to buy the
Buy
or
the
to
driver.
get the driver. The driver's free,
Yeah.
but to get the driver means you
Another
already need another connection to get online.
Right.
Or another computer to put it on a floppy and then you move it over.
Got it.
It's just like it was in 1999.
Like, come on, you
Yeah.
guys.
Right.
Okay,
So
well,
I don't know how well you can see right there. Let me see. Oh, let's do this.
Well, if I go to the network adapters, 'cause I spend a lot of time in there.
Right. Let's do full screen talking head. There we are. Now we got a better screen.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so this
Okay.
is where we are.
Okay, network, got it.
Let me calibrate it with the focus here. All right, so this is where you wanted to be.
Okay.
So
Oh,
this is
yeah.
called the Device Manager.
Uh-huh.
And you're going to right click on the start button on the right.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm still, there we go, right there.
Okay.
Now we've captured everything. Okay, so if we go right click on the start button right there, then we go to Device Manager,
Okay.
and then this is where we were under Network Adapters.
Okay.
Right now everything's enabled,
Okay.
but we've already diagnosed the AC 7260 as a failing piece of hardware.
Okay.
So you're going to want to re-disable that when you buy a new one,
Got it.
since it's not worth digging into this machine given its age.
Okay. So, and all I have to do is make sure I've got I wonder if I could download the driver before I.
Yes, yes.
Before I.
Yeah, so
stick
the
that
box
in
will tell you exactly what
'Cause
model it
this'll
is.
Stay up for a little while.
Okay, so the box will tell you exactly what model you just bought, and that's what you're going to go to Google for. And go to the manufacturer's website, maybe Netgear, or this is a D-Link,
Okay.
and then those are the two major brands.
Okay.
And then you're good.
Okay. I can do that, and if it'll stay up more than
It's going to be
Few
a small
minutes.
piece of software, so it'll only take a few minutes to download.
Okay.
And that way you can use this as your temporary Wi-Fi fix.
Okay. And in the meantime, I am going to go buy I'm going to download all my stuff at least onto the cloud.
Or make sure everything's backed up to the cloud. It looks like, now that we're on Linus, this cloud is doing its thing here. And that way, when you sign into new hardware, it just kind of falls onto the replacement piece of hardware.
Okay. I hope.
Yeah, no, I think we're on the right track. I think I got a good, confident diagnosis of your hardware failure,
Yeah.
and we'll just go from
The
there.
fact that your stuff just worked, the Ethernet worked.
Right.
And
Yeah,
the
this
drive
Wi-Fi.
worked. Yeah, mine's
Right.
Mine's shot.
Yeah,
Okay.
good. There we
New
go.
computers in my future.
Yeah,
So I think I will go and do. And you like the Dell?
yeah.
You
Dell and
chose
Lenovo. The one brand I'm not too fond of is HP.
Okay.
Yeah, they got bad business practices with their printers, and
And they have good online support if I ever need it.
well, you can buy
Dell.
extended warranties if you want, and really, there's no warranty. There's no tutorial sort of support you're going to get
Okay.
with these companies. But ultimately, I
Go
get
to
some
the
of.
internet and just
Yeah, go to
look up
YouTube
stuff.
and have someone educate you. Like, these videos are valuable to everyone now.
Oh yeah.
Just like I go to YouTube for other
Mm-hmm.
technical content I can't possibly know at all.
Yeah.
Someone with the same sort of interest in filming what they're up to has most of the content I'm referencing is highly edited, highly skilled, not just fly by the seat of your pants.
Right.
But that is my point. You go to YouTube, someone out there has filmed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Cool.
Good way to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Take my traveling keyboard.
Yeah. Right.
That's pathetic.
Right. Oh, and you can get one of those docks, one of those dongles. I mean,
Yeah, I'll get one of those.
because your new machine likely won't have native
Yeah,
Ethernet.
and I'm gonna need that probably. Just for backup, I'm gonna want it.
Right, and then it has all those pass-throughs because it'll also have HDMI in case the model you get doesn't have HDMI.
Okay. Well, tell you what. I'll do all the ordering. I'll check with you. It probably won't be able to till after Thanksgiving. I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
That's
unless
fine.
it completely dies.
Right.
But I'm gonna look at the computers now, see if I can get it. I just don't know when I can bring it in.
Yeah, just give me a heads up before you head over because it's just me.
Okay.
A lot of the work is house calls,
Okay.
so find out where I am.
You're great.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. You explained all that stuff, and now we really know what's wrong with it.
Here, yeah, I can text you this chat if you want.
And bill me for that. Tell me how much time
Well,
you
I
spent.
charge by the half hour.
Okay.
So it's been, it's actually, it's almost, yeah. Well, let's just do a half hour.
Okay, how much do I
60.
owe you? 60? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm good with that. Can I write you a check?
sure, that works.
This was so worth $60.
Thanks.
You
Yes.
know? Just, I know,
And now I've only been serious about this YouTube offering for the last 4 months, so I'm having fun. Thank you for the
Oh, yeah?
content. Yeah,
That's neat.
yeah,
No, because at least now I know what's going on with the thing. And
right.
Should I make it?
South Bay Tech Gurus.
Okay.
Yeah. Sweet. And yeah, if you get stuck, we can do the FaceTime and we'll figure out what's going on in your closet.
Okay.
Because I have a suspicion that the Ethernets just aren't plugged into a switch.
That could very well be.
I get the question at least once a week. Someone moves into the Manhattan Beach House
Yeah.
where the Ethernet is in every room and it's just not activated. But there are cables in the wall.
Well, I had when I had my house remodeled.
Yeah.
And that was about 14 years ago.
Right.
And so, I mean, Wi-Fi's were sucky then.
Yeah,
You know,
right,
you couldn't
yeah,
go through the
right,
walls.
yeah.
It was terrible.
Right.
So.
Oh, here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And I had them. So I had them hardwire the
Right.
whole house.
Right.
With that.
Oh, yeah, back then,
And
yeah.
They were, hopefully they. But you know, I have that Spectrum comes in and fiddles with all that stuff too.
Well,
With the
yeah,
Wi-Fi.
yeah, but they just replaced the
Hi.
router.
Is fiddles
Yeah.
with that stuff
The technical
technical
term?
term?
It
Yeah,
is. It's an
right.
industry standard term.
Right.
When I went to computer school back in 2000, this Korean kid, teacher asked me, "How did you do that?" He goes, "I just fiddled with it."
Yeah. Okay. That's exactly what I do. except
Cool.
I get angry. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll talk soon, okay?
Perfect. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All righty.
Hey, do you have defraggler?
Hold on. Let me.
Oh.
I'm still live.
Oh yeah, go
Let me
ahead.
go. Let me say hi and bye to all my friends. If this is the
Hi.
sort of content you like to eavesdrop on, show up in the YouTube chat and make fun of me. 855-434-8787. 855-434-8787 if you want a live phone call. Thanks.